The Bob Newhart Show was a popular American sitcom that aired on CBS from 1972 to 1978, featuring a total of 142 episodes. The show focused on a childless married couple with Bob Hartley, played by Bob Newhart, as a psychologist. Before agreeing to do the show, Newhart insisted on changing two key elements. Let's find out what those changes were.
If you hand me back my raincoat, I'll let you hide out in peace.
I don't think so, Bob.
Bob Newhart is an American comedian and actor born in September 1929 in Oak Park, Illinois. He began his career as an accountant and later transitioned to advertising copywriting. However, it was his unique sense of humor that truly set him apart. Newhart became famous for his telephone calls with absurd scenarios and his stand-up routine. His deadpan delivery and clever wit quickly gained popularity, leading to his own television show in 1972, The Bob Newhart Show. The Bob Newhart Show followed the life of Bob Hartley, a psychologist living in Chicago. The show was praised for its witty humor and relatable characters. Newhart's portrayal of Bob Hartley was both endearing and hilarious, making the show a hit among audiences. Despite the show's success, Newhart remained humble and dedicated to his craft. He continued to tour as a stand-up comedian and even starred in several films throughout the 1970s and 1980s. Bob Newhart's impact on the world of comedy is still felt today. His unique style and relatable humor have inspired countless comedians and entertained millions of people around the world. Despite his many accomplishments, Newhart remains modest and focused on his craft. He continues to tour and perform, bringing his unique sense of humor to audiences young and old. In conclusion, Bob Newhart is a true American icon. His contributions to the world of comedy are enduring, and his impact is still felt today. Whether through his stand-up routine, his television show, or his film appearances, Newhart has left a lasting mark on the entertainment industry.
Must be on the wrong floor.
No, Carol. I decided that if Elliot Carlin can be pleasant, so...
The Button-Down Mind of Bob Newhart is a live album released in 1960, where Bob Newhart showcases his unique comedic style through a series of fake telephone conversations. One of the most famous sketches on the album is a conversation between Bob Newhart, playing himself, and a man who claims to be Abraham Lincoln. Throughout the conversation, Newhart asks Lincoln questions about his life and presidency, while the man on the other end of the line provides humorous and often absurd responses. The sketch is a great example of Newhart's understated and deadpan delivery, as well as his ability to find humor in everyday situations. The punchline of the sketch comes at the end, when Newhart asks Lincoln if he has any advice for the people of the 20th century. The man on the other end of the line responds, "Yeah, I'd say don't get involved in any civil wars." It's a simple and effective punchline that encapsulates the absurdity and humor of the conversation. The Button-Down Mind of Bob Newhart was a groundbreaking album that helped to establish Bob Newhart as a major comedic talent. It showcased his unique style of humor and his ability to find humor in the mundane, and it paved the way for his successful career in television and film. The album remains a classic of American comedy and a testament to Newhart's enduring talent.
Salad. Oh, with your Roquefort dressing.
I'll have that too. And what...
Susie Sorority, played by Suzanne Pleshette, is a character on the popular 1972 TV series, The Bob Newhart Show. Plechette's appearance on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson led to her being cast in the show, where she played a crucial role. Susie Sorority is a charming and witty character who quickly became a fan favorite. She is a school teacher, and her interactions with Bob Newhart's character, a psychologist, provide much of the show's humor and heart. Plechette's portrayal of Susie Sorority was marked by her natural charisma and comedic timing. Her character was a perfect complement to Newhart's dry wit, and their chemistry was one of the show's strongest assets. Despite being a supporting character, Susie Sorority was a pivotal part of the Bob Newhart Show. Her presence added depth and warmth to the show, and her relationship with Bob Newhart's character was a central focus of the series. Overall, Susie Sorority was a beloved character on the Bob Newhart Show, thanks in large part to Suzanne Plechette's excellent performance. Her contributions to the show helped make it a classic of 1970s television.
Well, I'm a psychologist.
The Bob Newhart Show, a popular television series that aired from 1972 to 1978, featured Bob Newhart as a psychologist named Robert Hartley. Before accepting the role, Newhart had two specific requests: that his character be changed from a psychiatrist to a psychologist, and that he not have any children. In the show, Robert Hartley is a skilled psychologist who practices in Chicago. He is married to Emily, played by Susan Plachette, who is a school teacher. The couple shares their apartment with a talking dog named Charlie, voiced by Newhart himself. The Bob Newhart Show was known for its humor and relatable characters. Robert Hartley sessions with his patients often provided the comedic fodder for the show. The patients, who were a diverse group of individuals, brought their own unique quirks and personalities to the series. One of the most notable aspects of the Bob Newhart Show was the chemistry between Newhart and Plachette. The couple's playful banter and affection for each other were a highlight of the series. Despite Newhart's initial request to not have children on the show, a few episodes did feature young characters. However, they were never regular cast members and were only included in select storylines. The Bob Newhart Show was a groundbreaking series in many ways. It was one of the first to depict a psychologist as a main character, and it tackled a variety of social issues in its storylines. The show's success paved the way for future sitcoms that explored similar themes and characters. Overall, The Bob Newhart Show was a beloved series that brought laughter and joy to audiences for many years. Its memorable characters and relatable storylines continue to resonate with viewers today.
Well, look, I gotta be going, Dr. Hartman, but I want you to know one thing. I'm not giving up. I'm going back to that same house, and I'm gonna sell that guy a chop.
The High Bob drinking game is a popular pastime among college students who enjoy watching the classic 1972 TV series, The Bob Newhart Show. The rules of the game are simple. Take a sip of your drink every time a character says Bob, and chug your drink when someone greets the main character, Bob Hartley, with a Hi Bob. In The Bob Newhart Show, Bob Hartley is a psychologist who lives and works in Chicago. The show follows his personal and professional life, which often intertwine in humorous ways. Throughout the series, Hartley's friends, family, and patients frequently address him as Bob, making the drinking game both fun and challenging. The Hi Bob drinking game has become a beloved tradition for many college students, adding an extra layer of excitement to an already entertaining show. While watching The Bob Newhart Show, players must stay alert and focused, ready to take a drink every time they hear the name Bob or the greeting Hi Bob. Whether you're a fan of classic TV shows or just looking for a new drinking game to try with your friends, The Bob Newhart Show and its Hi Bob game are sure to provide hours of entertainment. Just be sure to drink responsibly and have a designated driver if you plan on playing the game while watching the show.
Visiting relatives? Oh no, she's joined the pro wrestling circuit. She's known professionally as the master.
The exterior shots of Bob's office building in the 1972 TV series, The Bob Newhart Show, were filmed at the Uptown Federal Savings Building, located at 430 North Michigan Avenue in Chicago. This building is near the Wrigley Building, another well-known local landmark. The Uptown Federal Savings Building is a notable structure in its own right, with a distinctive design that sets it apart from many other buildings in the area. The building's design features a modern, streamlined style that is characterized by its use of large expanses of glass and a clean, uncluttered facade. In the show, the Uptown Federal Savings Building serves as the exterior for the office of Bob Hartley, a psychologist who is the main character in the series. The building's prominent location and distinctive design make it a memorable part of the show's setting, and it is instantly recognizable to fans of the series. Despite being a prominent feature in the show, the Uptown Federal Savings Building is often overlooked in discussions of the series. However, it plays an important role in establishing the setting and atmosphere of the show, and it is an integral part of the show's visual identity. Overall, the Uptown Federal Savings Building is an important and memorable location in the Bob Newhart Show, and it is sure to be remembered by fans of the series for years to come.
All right, Emily, that's it. For once and for all, I'm going to prove to you I can survive by my wits. I want you to take...
The office number of Bob Newhart's character in the 1972 TV series, The Bob Newhart Show, is shown as both 715 and 751 throughout different episodes. This discrepancy in the office number is a minor detail that does not detract from the show's overall charm and humor. The series follows Bob Newhart as he plays the role of a psychologist named Bob Hartley, who runs his practice from this office. The show's setting is primarily in Bob's office and his apartment, which he shares with his wife, Emily. Bob's office is a crucial location in the show, as it is where he interacts with his patients, colleagues, and friends. The set design of Bob's office is simple yet functional, reflecting his personality as a practical, down-to-earth character. The office is adorned with standard furniture, such as a desk, chairs, and a couch, and a few personal touches like family photos and books. Throughout the series, Bob's office number is mentioned in various episodes, and the inconsistency in its listing is noticeable. However, this inconsistency does not affect the show's narrative or the audience's enjoyment. The focus remains on Bob's interactions with his patients, his colleagues, and his family, and the humor and warmth that the show brings to its audience. In conclusion, while the office number of Bob Newhart's character in The Bob Newhart Show keeps changing throughout the series, it is a minor detail that does not detract from the show's appeal. The set design of Bob's office, with its functional and straightforward layout, reflects his personality and serves as the backdrop for the show's engaging and humorous narrative.
Well, I can't. I got a million things to do. Well, I have to wait.
During the filming of The Bob Newhart Show in 1972, the writers made an interesting discovery. They noticed that Bob's reaction to different situations and lines was consistently the same, regardless of the content of the scene. This realization led to a change in the writing process, as the writers began to focus more on setting up situations that would elicit a specific reaction from Bob, rather than crafting intricate and varied lines for him to deliver. The writers found that by playing to Bob's strengths as a performer and allowing him to react naturally to the situations presented to him, they were able to create a more consistent and enjoyable viewing experience for audiences. This shift in focus also allowed the writers to play with the characters and situations in new and interesting ways, as they no longer had to worry about crafting complex lines for Bob to deliver. Despite this change in the writing process, the show remained popular and successful, with Bob's consistent reaction becoming a defining characteristic of the series. The writers' decision to focus on Bob's reaction, rather than his lines, proved to be a wise one, as it allowed the show to find its footing and establish a unique and engaging identity. In the end, the writers' decision to stop writing the lines for Bob's reactions and instead focus on setting up situations that would elicit a specific response from him was a key factor in the success of The Bob Newhart Show. By playing to Bob's strengths as a performer and allowing him to react naturally to the situations presented to him, the writers were able to create a more consistent and enjoyable viewing experience for audiences and establish a unique and engaging identity for the show.
Fortunately, we can't go back to the same place.
You can go. I was the only one.
The Bob Newhart Show, a popular television series that aired from 1972 to 1978, features numerous situations where the main character, Bob Newhart, plays the straight man to those around him. This includes his wife, colleagues, friends, and patients. The show is known for its use of humor, often through the running gag of Newhart's character having one-sided telephone conversations. In the show, Newhart plays the role of Bob Hartley, a psychologist with a practice in Chicago. His wife, Emily, is played by Suzanne Plachette and is often the source of comedic situations. The couple's interactions, whether serious or lighthearted, provide a significant portion of the show's humor. Bob's colleagues at the psychology office, including Jerry Robinson and Howard Borden, also contribute to the show's comedic elements. The three often engage in humorous conversations and exchanges, with Bob playing the straight man to their jokes and antics. Additionally, Bob's friends, such as airline navigator Carol Kester and delivery man Dwayne Schneider, add to the show's comedic situations. Bob's interactions with these characters, as well as his patients, often involve him playing the straight man and reacting to their unusual or unexpected behavior. The use of one-sided telephone conversations as a running gag adds to the show's humor. These conversations, often with unheard characters on the other end, provide opportunities for Bob to react to and comment on the absurd or humorous things being said. Overall, The Bob Newhart Show is a classic comedy series that uses the straight man character of Bob Hartley to great effect. The show's humor comes from the interactions between Bob and those around him, as well as the use of the one-sided telephone conversation running gag.
About our marriage.
Oh, Bob, I don't want to make him uncomfortable. Besides, you can't analyze a marriage. It just works.
Bob Newhart's comedy, known for being never callous, aimed at adults but comfortable for children to watch with them, and having earned a sitcom as a measure of success for a stand-up comic, was showcased in the 1972 TV series The Bob Newhart Show. The show revolves around Bob Hartley, a psychologist, and his interactions with his patients, friends, and family. Newhart's humor is characterized by its gentle and understated tone, often relying on subtle observations and witty one-liners. His character, Bob Hartley, is a relatable and likable figure, making the show appealing to a wide audience. The show's writers skillfully balanced the humor with more serious moments, resulting in a well-rounded and engaging viewing experience. The Bob Newhart Show was one of the first sitcoms to depict a psychologist as the main character, providing a unique perspective on the profession and the people who seek help. The show tackled various issues and situations that viewers could relate to, making it a relevant and relatable program. The success of the Bob Newhart Show not only solidified Newhart's standing as a talented comedian, but also paved the way for other stand-up comics to transition to television. The show's impact is still felt today, as it remains a classic example of a well-crafted sitcom that combines humor and heart. In conclusion, the Bob Newhart Show is a testament to Bob Newhart's comedic talents and his ability to create a relatable and engaging television program. The show's enduring popularity is a measure of its quality and a reflection of Newhart's comedic style, which continues to resonate with audiences today.
Thanks. It's really wonderful. I don't understand it, but I guess you know what you're doing.
What don't you understand?